Hello. I don't have my microphone over here. Hold on just a second. Come here, microphone. Hello, everybody. It's me, Debbie, here with you on Thursday night, the 9th day of March. The year is 2017, and I just got through doing everything and thought I would come in here now that I'm tired of all those people and spend some time with you beautiful people. How about that? How about that? Yeah, I just basically just turned on the mic, not planning anything. I have been doing a lot of research lately on the assassination of John F. Kennedy. If somebody were to ask me what I think happened, I think that President Kennedy was killed for his just being too good. I mean, that sounds kind of stupid, but it is. It's what he wanted. He wanted peace. He wanted a new world. He wanted, and the powers that be just aren't going to have that. They just aren't going to have that. Hello, Donald J. Trump. How are you, sweetie? I was listening. I am on this conquest. I'm on this effort to find the secret to happiness. And I'm doing pretty good so far. And I've been reading a book. I've almost finished the book, but I've been reading this book by somebody I really have a lot of respect for. And what he says makes so much sense. You cannot find happiness. Happiness is not there because life sucks. The world sucks. And your life is going to suck all the time. And you have to just get used to that. You have to get used to the evil boss who treats you poorly, your car that breaks down, not having enough money, being out of shape and feeling unattractive. You have to be ready for people that are going to treat you bad, medical bills you can't pay. You just have to be prepared for that. And once you realize that life is not a bowl of cherries, your happiness will come to you in a much quicker sense. People think that if they're not happy, that they need to change something. If I could just get a bigger house, if I could just find a nice person to have a relationship with, if I could just have more money, if I could just have this, and that is not right. You can't do it that way. That is not the way you're happy. Okay. Some people say, let's take a look at a couple of people. Now, some of the people are fictional characters. Some of the people are real characters. For example, the two most stark comparisons are, as far as happiness, is Christopher Reeve. I told y'all about him, the guy that made the Superman. Okay, he made the Superman movies. He was gorgeous, tall, beautiful, wonderful. Everything was perfect. He was born into money. He did everything. He got a big break in 1978 and scored the role of Superman. He earned millions and millions, became one of the most recognized faces in the world, and then boom, what happens? Okay. In 1995, he falls off a horse, breaks his back, and he's not able to walk or breathe on his own. However, how many of you would fall into a deep, deeper depression, cussing life and saying, look what life did to me. Look at me. Look what happened to me. Look what happened to me. There's two reasons that people can't be happy, and that is playing the victim mentality. That's the first thing. Playing the victim. Woe is me. Look at me. Woe is me. Christopher Reeve, after he got disabled, he was more than disabled. He was like a quadriplegic. He became an advocate for the disabled. He spent his life fundraising, raising money for spinal cord injuries. He rallied for, he was one of the first people to come up with stem cell research. I mean, one of the first celebrities to talk about it openly. And was quoted many times as saying, this happening to me made me appreciate life more. And one of the last things he said was, I'm happy. He said, I can laugh, I can love, and I consider myself a very lucky guy. Do you consider yourself lucky? Do you consider your situation to be good? On a scale from, where they say, where you rate a car, which is fair, good, on a scale. How do you consider your life to be? Well, comparatively speaking to the people that live in India or the people that live in many parts of the world, but some of us want to write those off, well, those aren't people like us. Yeah, they are. Your soul could just have easily been born into a little boy that lives in, where's my girlfriend Maribel from? Maribel is from the Philippines. There's parts of the Philippines that are just like living in hell, basically. I mean, I don't know what it's like to live in hell. That's me playing with my silly putty. I smash it and it pops at me. It keeps my hands busy while I'm on my podcast. Okay. Human happiness is a very slippery subject to delve into. The first thing I want to do is deconstruct happiness, okay? What it is, how we experience it, all this kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. And chances are this is going to probably blow your mind, but most of your assumptions about happiness are wrong. We are terrible at perceiving our own happiness and estimating what exactly, that's my I need to put this down, stop squeezing it, I'm playing with it. A large-scale cross-cultural survey has found that despite income gaps, natural disasters, geography, culture, gender, people more often report the same levels of happiness on average in every place in the world. So what is the guideline to happiness? Well, apparently it's not income. It is, well, we don't know yet. We're going to get to that. Don Draper, who is a fictional character in the series Mad Men, was once quoted as saying, his definition of happiness was the moment before you need more happiness. Now, it's as cynical as that sounds, that is probably one of the best lines that explains happiness, because we only notice a lack of happiness once it's gone. Let me explain that. Let's say you're looking forward to taking a trip. You're looking forward to an event that's coming up. My mother used to always tell me that what made her happy was having something to look forward to. Now, that makes a lot of sense if you think about it. But what happens when that's over? Let's say you're taking a big vacation somewhere and you're all excited and you're just telling everybody, oh, I'm going to go to, Hawaii next week. Really? That's great. That's the first thing you say to everybody that you meet. Oh, you're going to Hawaii? Yes, we're going to Hawaii. That's all your life that's all, and the build up to that, the anxiously awaiting the trip is what's going to make you happy at that time. So you go on the trip. Once you get on the trip, you realize that you have poor room service. You realize that the water is too cold for anybody to swim in. You realize that it's cloudy every day. So your happiness goes and it plummets. Okay? So I think that life in the pursuit of happiness is an up and down ebb tide that we live. So how do we maintain our lives? It's always been my contention that this is going to sound funny, that we try to stay content. What does it take to be content? What does it take to be content? I believe is not dependent upon your outside influences, people. People by and large are going to always let us down. Always. And I'm not talking about online life. Well, online too. They're always going to be letting us down. People in your real life are going to be letting us down. One thing that gets me unhappier quicker than anything is to see my children unhappy. Because it makes me, even though they're grown, they're still my children. I mean, I could call them my adults if that's what y'all want me to do. One thing that makes me unhappy is to see my adults. The people that I gave birth to, how does that sound? My children, so that's the only way I can say it, to see them unhappy. Because I think it makes the mother in me come out and think, what can I do to help them? What can I do to make them happy? Help them be happy. The pain of losing something, on average, is 4 times greater than the happiness of having it. All right? They say that the 2 best days in a man's life, in a boatman's life, are the day he buys the boat and the day he sells the boat. I've experienced that myself. I went out one day in 1999, I think, or something like that, right before we moved, and I just saw this boat. It was in the parking lot of Sam's, S-A-M, Sam's place where you go and buy all that crap, okay? And there was a bunch of them. They had a Larson expose thing. They were all out there, and I was looking at them. Annette was with me. It was in Plano. We walked around, and I said, "Oh my God, I remember we had a boat when I was growing up." My children at the time were like, maybe something and something. I don't know. They were toddlers. They were small, but I thought, what a great thing to do. Every weekend we could get together and go out on the boat. So I thought about it, and I went home that afternoon, and I told Victor, I said, I saw this boat I want. He goes, what do you mean a boat? I said, a boat. I said, when I grew up, we always had a boat. We did. And I said, it was gold. It was the color gold. And my uncle had a boat that was red and black. And we would go to all these places, and we would go boating, whatever you want to, we'd go to lakes, and we would ski or whatever, just fishing, all that kind of stuff. And he was like, well, I said, Victor, I never do these kind of things. Let me buy it. Well, I bought it. I myself went and bought it. And they put the hitch on the back of my Ford Expedition, and I drove it home. Of course, Victor went with me. And there we were. We had a boat. Well, that was just the beginning of the money pit it turned into. Because first of all, we had to go out and get accessories for the boat. Victor ordered a bimini top to go over the top of it. There were jet skis to buy. There were skis to buy, slalom skis, twins, everything. There was, life preservers to buy. There were everything to buy, and before we were through, I think the boat cost about, I don't remember, it wasn't that much. It was brand new, but it was something like, why do I want to say, somewhere around the 16,000, 20,000, something like that. And I'm eating ice. So now it came down to going out on the boat. And everything started coming back into my memory about my dad talking about white caps and this, that, and the other, and, blah, 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 blah. Well, one thing led to another, and we go out on the boat. There we are, and Victor's like, I have no clue what to do. I said, I can do it. I can launch this boat. You just stand back and watch. So I get up there, and he's keeping up with the kids and everything, and at the time, of course, he's watching every move I make, and he helps me. And I go out in the back, and I release the chain. I release it. I don't let it unravel. I just unlock it. And I said, now you get in the boat, and I'm gonna back into the water. And when I back into the water, I'm going to put the the truck in park, put the brake on. I'm going to jump out. I'm going to turn the thingy, and I'm going to let the boat loose. And then you keep the trim up on the motor, and you start it, and you put it in reverse, and you just blah, 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 and just back out. I said, but not until I take the little hook off the front of the boat. Oh, okay. So it was just a simple situation. You pull it up on the trailer, then you just back it off the trailer. You can't do that unless you do that. Well, it worked fine. First of all, he was astonished that I knew how to back a trailer up like that, because that's kind of a thing in itself. And I said, you got it? He said, yeah. And I said, no. The kids were with me, and I said, we're going to go over to the dock, and over to the little pier, and we're going to get in the boat with Dad. So, okay, great. They were just as happy as anything. And it went off without a hitch, except for one little problem. When it was Victor's time to drive the boat, Victor liked to drive the boat fast. And here I was. It had a bow on it that was open that you could walk through the little door and go sit in the bow. And I like to sit in the bow and sun and this, that, and the other. And it had everything. It had music, it had everything. But Victor didn't know how to drive the boat. And Victor didn't know how to watch for wakes and just different things like that. And it caused a little ruckus between Vic and I. And I go, Victor, you can't do that. You can't turn that fast. Just different things you have to know how to do. Well, so it turned out I would be driving this boat around almost everywhere we went. And it was okay. So then what happened after that is we went home. It was okay. Nobody fought. We didn't have a fight or anything like that. But Victor was always driving the boat too freaking fast. And I said, okay, let's do the skiing thing. Okay, great. Well, Victor knew how to do that. Got in. He had on all his gear and everything. He gets in, and I let the rope out, and I make a big circle around Victor. I was raised in boats, raised in them, and make a big circle. And I said, right when you go, grab the rope. And I said, now, are you ready? And I said, are you ready? I said, kids, hold on, sit down and hold on. And I went, bam, and I laid that arm all the way down, and it went woo, and the front of that boat came straight up, and Victor just stood up on those skis, and the kids were just ecstatic. They were like, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. And I said, I can't, y'all have to watch Daddy for me. I've got to watch where I'm going. And I pulled him around the lake for a while, and then they said, Daddy fell. And I said, oh, okay, so I'll go and get Victor. And everything worked out just fine. Then the children wanted to do their inner tube. We had this great big inner tube. Everything worked out fine. Until we decided to go to Lake Texoma. Lake Texoma is an enormous lake, and there's some swells out there that are huge. And we had my sister-in-law, and of course, when I'm on the air, Fufu needs something. Of course, she hasn't said anything all night, and now she wants something. Fufu, just a minute. So we're at Lake Texoma. We launched the boat. Everything's fine. Fufu, stop it. I'll have to go do something first. I don't know what to do. I guess take her out or something. But anyway, hang on just a second. Oh, God, she drives me crazy when I get on the air. I don't even know if I'm on the air. Am I on the air? I haven't even checked to see if anybody's there, if I have a live chat room going or anything like that. Let me check before I leave. Hello, Bloviator. How are you? Hello, ACOG. How are you? Oh, ACOG, I want to ask you something. I'm overmodding. Thank you for telling me that. How am I overmodding? Let's see. Overmodding. Let me turn me down here. Is that turning me up or down? I can't tell. Anyway, I can't tell if I'm overmodding or not. ACOG, I'm distorted. What the fuck? Mic check. Modding. Thank you for telling me that. How am I overmodding? Let's see. Overmodding. Let me turn me down here. Is that turning me up or down? I can't tell. Anyway, I can't tell if I'm overmodding or not. All right, let me try one thing. This is turned up, and it is my gain. Let me try mic check now. Here I go. Anyway, I can't tell if I'm overmodding or not. All right, let me try one thing. This is turned up, and it is my gain. Let me try mic check now. Here I go. I think it sounds better. I'm not sure. Well, we'll just have to go with that. I'll just stay off the mic. I'll stay real far away from the mic. I have to go do something with Fufu. I don't know what she wants. But ACOG, I wanted to tell you, I saw your website or somebody's website that you go through. That is amazing, that website. I was very impressed. Very impressed. Let me put on something real quick and I'll be right back. Fufu's driving me nuts. I don't know what she wants, but it's always when I'm on the air. Isn't it funny? We will listen to the first thing I find, which will be this one. Let's see. I'm looking for some time here. Excuse me. This one is good enough. We'll be right back. All right? Don't go anywhere.
Why is it never light on my lawn? Why did it rain and never say goodbye to the newborn? On the big screen they showed us the sun, but not as bright in life as the real one. It's never quite the same as the real one. And tell me, crazy, how does it feel to be so wild? I never learned why meteors were formed. I only farmed in schools that were so worn and torn. If anyone can cry, then so can I read books and draw light from the eye. All my life is drawings from the eye. And tell me, crazy, how does it feel to be so wise? To see through our hearts that only see what's real. Tell me, crazy. Your mission bells were wrought by ancient men. The roots were formed by twisted roots. Your roots were twisted then. I was reborn before all I could die. Phoenix bird will leave this world to fly. If the phoenix bird can fly, then so can I. And tell me, crazy, how does it feel to be so wise? To see through our hearts that only see what's real. Tell me, crazy.
Boy, did I time that perfect or what? I timed that like a boss. I just sat down in my chair and I haven't even got comfortable. Well, what was I going to say? Oh. I don't come on here every night to to win any kind of awards. I'm opening up a drink here. It's hard to open too. Anyway, I just do this it's mostly just out of habit, to be honest with you. I've been doing it so long, it's just what I do. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I waited until the kids were grown and whatever, and I'm going to shake up this drink. It's what I do. And I don't claim to do it good. I don't claim to be great. I don't claim to be anything. I just claim to be me. I'm Debbie. That's all I am. So I don't do it in the hopes that one day I'll make money. It'd be nice to make money doing it. And I've had a lot of people tell me that I probably could do it to make money, but I don't want it. I think if I did it for money, it would take the fun out of it or something. I'd be too serious about it. Because I'm trying to open something. We tried to do that one time when I was on Blogstock, and it didn't work out. It was just, there was too much, well, my life fell out from under my feet that day. The day we were scheduled to start the thingy. Really weird. So I basically just come on here just to talk. That's all it is. I don't like to get involved in drama. I don't like to get in Jerry Springer mudslinging contests that go on around here. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, not going to go back to it. Tired of that bullshit. And people that make up their mind that I'm some sort of a wicked queen monster, that's their fault, not me. That's all I have to say about that. And life goes on, right? No big deal. I was doing fine before anybody came along. All right. Y'all want me to read this thing to you? It's amazing. Okay, it says, we are terrible judges of knowing what makes us happy or unhappy. Not only are we horrible at predicting what will make us happy or unhappy in the future, but the research of one Harvard's psychologist, Dan Gilbert, has repeatedly shown that we are bad at remembering what makes us happy. For example, they asked two supporters of George Bush and Al Gore how unhappy or happy they expected to be if their candidate won or lost. A month later, after George Bush won, they went back and said how happy or asked them how happy or unhappy they were. The supporters of Bush were less enthused than they expected to be, and the Gore supporters were less upset than they expected to be. And here's the kicker. 5 months later, the same psychologist returned to the same people about how happy or upset they remembered being after they won. And across the board, people exaggerated how they actually felt at the time. Bush supporters remembered being happier than they were, and Gore supporters remembered being more upset than they were. It seems then that our estimations of how happy or unhappy we were become more and more exaggerated the further away from the present that these situations occur. Hang on a second. Now, what that tells me is this, simply, that sometimes when we look back over our life and we remember events, we can, to ourselves in our own dialogue, exaggerate them one way or the other. We can make them seem worse than they were, or we can make them seem better than they were. Okay? Right? Basically, that horrible family trip that you took wasn't maybe as bad as you thought it was at the time, and winning the Call of Duty tournament wasn't exactly as thrilling as you thought it was going to be. And the reason for this is our minds are not capable of remembering every little tiny detail of an experience, nor are they capable of predicting every little part of an experience. As a result, our minds seem to take the general vision of the experience, past or future, and fills in the blanks. If what we remember was somewhat painful and unenjoyable, we just assume that all of it was painful and unenjoyable. If in our future fantasies we can imagine that the enjoyable and exciting aspects of an experience, our mind goes ahead and fills in the blanks ahead of time, which matches up to my own experience. I was broke and struggling 16 hours a day to get my business off the ground so that I could travel and see the world. I assumed that it would be blissfully happy once I did. And granted, I've even been pretty damn happy traveling around the world the past few years, but there are a whole host of problems and drudgery to this existence that I could not fathom when I was slaving away for the dream. Making new friends, stresses of poor economies, losing my luggage, visa problems, strange illnesses, and on and on. At the time, all I pictured was me on a beach or at a party, and my mind assumed everything else would just be fine. After all, if it's not great, but it's... Wait a minute, I read that wrong. At the time, all I pictured was me on a beach or at a party, and my mind assumed everything else would be gravy. It's not. It's great, but it's not easy, and it's definitely not gravy. Meanwhile, when I tell people about how I slaved away at my laptop for years and years to get to this point, I make it sound terrible. 16-hour days, no money, fighting for any client that I could get, living with my mother, building site after site only to have them fail. It all sounds horrible, and quite honestly, I remember it being that bad. But the truth is, when I really think about it, it wasn't that bad. I loved the work. I was passionate about my business. I was learning a lot. I was independent, and I was striking out on my own. It was difficult and stressful, but exciting and exhilarating at the same time. While psychologists have consistently found this effect that we judge our own happiness, they've also asked whether or not happiness varies on the extremes of human experience. And the short answer is it doesn't. On average, when measured a year later, people who had won the lottery weren't any happier than they were before they won the lottery. That's true. I read those to y'all the other day. Now, not everybody's like that, but a big majority of people, which proves that money cannot buy happiness. So let's deconstruct happiness, shall we? After I take a bite of this little crunchy cookie. Okay. Somebody's let the dogs back in. God damn it. Here they come. If you try to be happy, you will never be happy. Maybe you're just trying too hard. Happiness, now y'all pay attention to this part, okay? Happiness, like any other emotion, it's not something that you obtain. It's something that we inhabit, all right? When you're raging mad at somebody, throwing tools around the garage or throwing anything around the room, you're not at the moment self-conscious about your anger, are you? You're not thinking to yourself, am I finally angry? Am I doing this correctly? No. At that point, your mind is completely gone. You are mad, and that's all your mind knows. You're angry, and then it's gone. Just as a very confident man doesn't wonder, am I confident? A happy man doesn't wonder, am I happy? He just is. What this implies is that happiness is not achieved in itself. Stop it. Hello. What all this proves is that happiness is not achieved in and of itself, but rather it's the side effect of a particular set of ongoing life experiences. Remember I said that. Ongoing life experiences. This gets mixed up a lot, especially since happiness is marketed so much these days as a goal. Buy X and you'll be happy. Buy Y and you'll be happy. But you cannot buy happiness and you cannot achieve happiness. It just is. No, mine. And once you get other parts of your life, and so, Debbie, get to the point. What makes us happy? Wouldn't you love to know? What? You want to know what makes us happy, Victor?
Money makes me happy.
Money makes you happy? Money's always made you happy. Don't I make you happy?
Of course.
poor little me. No, he does. He said yes. Didn't you, baby? Or did you? Did you?
What? I'm stealing
Is that what you're doing? I thought you were doing something. He's stealing my cookies over here. Stop it. Trying to find something new I can play that I haven't played in a long time. Or...
Play money, money, money.
No, I don't want to play money. I can play... What is this? Time... Oh, this is a good one. This is an old song, but it's a good song, all right? I'll be right back after I give Victor some of these cookies over here. And Hank is here because he wants a cookie. You want a cookie, Hank?
Mm-mm.
Yes, he loves those cookies.
Why did you?
You want a cookie, Hankers? Here, we'll give you a cookie. Watch him, Victor, watch. Now here comes Gunner. Gunner wants one.
Stop. Those are mine. It's not mine.
All right. All gone, boys. That's all gone. Gone. Do something. Go lay down or go do something. Go away. All right. I'm back. Back to learning how to be happy and joyful all the time. You're boring. Stabby.
Look. No.
Hank. Stabby, you're a troll, and all you want me to talk about is just drama. That's because you live your life around drama. You're like a Kim Kardashian person. Has anybody ever met Victor in real life? What do you mean, has anybody ever met Victor in real life?
Goose has.
Goose has met him. Goose met Vic. Let's see. Oro Shango's met Vic. Laszlo's met Vic. I'm trying to think of anybody else that y'all would know that's just like a person that hangs around in the chat rooms. I don't know. Victor's just Vic. He's just Vic. I was invited to be on Guy Shea's show tonight. Is he on? I'm sure if he's on, Steve will be over there because I know Steve is dying to get the admiration, not the admiration, but the, what do you call it, of Guy Shea. And no, we weren't staring at, I saw what you said today in Joe's show. I've been trying to go hang out at Joe's shows after he goes off the air because Joe, for some reason, decided he hates my guts. And that's fine. Joe has the right to hate my guts. Let's see what we have going on. I have a feeling Steve's going to be there. Ugh. Guess who's in there? Well, maybe I will call into Guy's show. I'll broadcast it live on my ear because you know who's in the chat room. Stop it, Hank. He's got his head right in my lap. Hank, go away. I don't know if he's going to take callers or not. Let me ask him. Are you taking callers? He said, tonight you are cordially invited to attend the charming DJ Bad Guy program at 11 p.m. This is a formal event, undergarments required. Let me go see what let me see what he says. Hold on, let me go see what he says. Let me see what he says if I ask him. Hold on. Does Guy want me or anyone to call in? Check yes or no. Angela's in that chat room over there, that chick, that mean chick. What's her name? Not sure you said that. Oh, okay. That's fine. She's such a drama queen. She says, like Steve Rush. And then she goes, Chris is still up to his old habits. And then she says, back again, hugs Apocalypse. And she says, aims knife while hugging Apocalypse deep into the muscles, aiming at the heart. Sadly does not find Apocalypse's heart. Stabby was there first. Message left. Dang it, Stabby. What? Stabby took your penis, she says. And I'm like, what? Ugh. Weird. No, I didn't send you anywhere, Stabby. Don't say that. Stabby goes, Debbie sent me here to trouble you today. Yeah, right. Sure I did. Anyway, back to my deal. Okay. Stabby's over there now. That's good. He can stay there, I guess. Hello, Shield Buddy, says Stabby. Stabby loves Shield Billy since he hates me. What did I tell you, Joe? What did I tell you? I told you, and I was right, that Stabby was not going to be happy until you hate me. Hey, Shilly Buddy. What did I tell y'all? Am I ever wrong? No. Just ask me anything, I can tell you. Oh, blow me, you fucking lying piece of shit. You love it. Stabby would love it if everybody hated me. Everybody. Because that's what he wants. I'm just trying to be nicer. Oh, it has nothing to do. I saw that. It has nothing to do with your house, with your status, huh? Uh-huh. Coincidence, huh? Well, Joe can hate me all he wants. Doesn't bother me. I didn't do anything to make Joe hate me. Oh, eye roll. Now you're acting like, you act so much like BTG. What does eye roll mean? That's not a complete sentence, Stabby. Not a complete sentence, dear. Maybe you should go back over there and talk to her. What this implies is that Stabby, that happiness is not. It's not achieved. It's experienced, so to speak. When most people seek happiness, they're looking for food, sex, TV, movies, new cars, parties with friends, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, on and on and on. But while pleasure is great, you're talking about pleasure. That's pleasure, not happiness. Pleasure can be obtained, and pleasure is correlated with happiness, but it does not cause it. Ask any drug addict how their pursuit of pleasure turned out. Ask an adulterer who has shattered a family how their pursuit of pleasure turned out. Ask a man who almost ate himself to death how happy pursuing that pleasure made him feel. Probably really, really overweight, okay? Pleasure is a false god. Research shows that people who focus their energy on materialistic or superficial pleasures end up more anxious, more emotionally unstable, and less happy in the long run. Think about that for a second. Let that soak in. Oops. Happiness does not require lowering your expectations, though. Okay? So what is it? A popular narrative is that people are becoming unhappier because we're all narcissistic and grew up being told that we were special little snowflakes and that we are going to change the world. And after all, we all have Facebook to constantly remind us how amazing everybody else's lives are, right? For example, he says, a friend of mine started a high-risk business venture. He dried up most of his savings trying to make it work, and then it failed. But today he's happier than ever for the experience. It taught him many lessons about what he wanted and didn't want in life, and eventually led him to his current job, which he loves. The failure to meet your own expectations is not a prerequisite to happiness. It is the ability to fail and still appreciate the experience. I used to have on my Spreaker page, I said I forgot what I said. It said something like a person is not judged by how many times they get knocked down, but how many times they continue to get up after being knocked down. Yeah. It says if you think you're going to drive a $100,000 car straight out of college and your standards of success are skewed, you have confused pleasure with happiness. And the painful smack is going to hit you straight in the face, but it will be one of the biggest lessons in your life. The lower expectations argument falls victim to the same old mindset that happiness is derived from without. In other words, if you reason that lowering your expectations will lower the threshold for what makes you happy, then you're still viewing happiness in terms of external validation. I said this to Heather just last week. I said, Heather, you cannot depend on the external world to make you happy. You can't do it. You cannot depend on Philip. You cannot depend on anything. It has to come from within. Now, I don't know what this guy is going to say. I haven't read this. This is a cold read. But I do know this. In my own idea of happiness is rather content. I think that clowns are what are happy, But I strive to be content. Now, you have to look at it like this. What makes us content? Well, let's start by looking at what makes us not content. In my own world, my own experience, it is how we treat people. Have you ever noticed that when you treat somebody really bad, how bad you feel the next day when you wake up? If you have a soul, you treat somebody like shit, You wake up the next day, or even later on that day, you think, God, I feel like an asshole, So I strive to never do that because I know how that can feel. How do I know that? Because I witnessed it very young with my parents. Very young. I would see my parents mistreat me or mistreat each other, and I would see how rotten they felt. One of the stories I tell about my childhood is when I was about, I think about 8 or 10 years old, I was in the Girl Scouts, Troop 349. And we had a father-daughter carnival coming up in the fall that we had been preparing for, and we had a booth. Our troop had a booth. And we decided to have a beanbag toss game where you could win things that we made. There were cookies and all this kind of weird stuff. And we had to make 3 or 4 bean bags for myself and my father, as the other girls did. Well, I did mine. And that day, on Saturday, my father, just like every other Saturday, put us in the car and drove us out to East Texas so he could go fishing with his cousin. And we would hang around at the house with the wife, the aunt and her children. But very often, if not every time, my father would come home rip-roaring drunk. He had worked all week, and he was out there on the water in a boat with his favorite cousin, and they were going to fish, and they had, a cooler full of beer. Now, how I remember my mother judging what kind of a day it was going to be is when we stopped at this beer store outside of the city that we went to, and it would depend on how much beer my father bought and iced down, subsequently iced down in the cooler. And even being that young, I remember kind of watching to see how much, and sure enough, he had come out with an entire case and was icing it down and all this kind of stuff, and I thought, well, okay. So one thing leads to another, and my father comes back that afternoon with my uncle, and sure enough, he's loaded. And I thought, crap. And I remember saying to my mother over and over and over again, when is Daddy going to be back? When's Dad going to be back? When's Dad going to be back? And she said to me, Deb, if you make your father mad, you will be in so much trouble, and all this kind of weird stuff. Well, we end up, he tells my uncle, I'll never forget it, just for some reason it sticks out in my mind. He says, I've got to go. I promised Deborah that I would go to this carnival, this, that, and the other, what have you. And off we went, right? Well, we get there, and he's smashed, but the worst part about it is it's already over. And just like what is he talking about? Stabby, you need to get help, okay? You know what? I want Stabby to call in and do this. Since he's such a goddamn know-it-all. Call in, Stabby. Call in. Okay? Let's just let you run the show, okay? Stabby says, you don't define things by what is not. It's not the same thing. Fuck you. He's just such a little old lady. You should be happy, Stabby. Joe hates my guts. This is a day of celebration for you. He even told me to fuck off. Isn't that great? Joe, that I spend so much time with. Well, whatever. I read everything you say because you're such a fucking little prick. Maybe you need to go back to Bathtub Girl. You and her were perfect. I'm going to keep reading this. All right, here we go. The lower expectations argument falls victim to the same old mindset that happiness is derived from without. In other words, if you reason that lowering your expectations will lower the threshold for what makes you happy, then you're still viewing happiness in terms of external validation. I believe that happiness, that's right. I believe, my personal belief, this is me, Debbie, talking, that the true way to stay content, this is what I believe with every cell in my being, in every cell in my body, is all in how you treat other people. Think about that for a second. If you keep your slate clean and you treat people fair and kind, then I've never let the way other people treat me affect my well-being, my happiness, my contentness, whatever you want to call it. I've never let that affect me because that's on them. People have asked me before, do you think Victor's ever ran around on me? I said, I don't know. It's not my problem. That's him. Not mine. That's his problem, not mine. It's my problem if I find out about it. But other than that, that's not my deal. Whatever. And so what I'm saying is, I believe it's all in how you treat people. If you respect people, if you respect animals, people around you, your family, even people you know online, if you're fair with them, honest with them, then I think that you don't have any reason to feel... Because to me, the thing that really gets people is guilt. You know what I mean? Guilt. No, Stabby didn't make Joe hate Debbie. I said Stabby is happy that Joe hates Debbie. I didn't say... If you're happy, you're sloppy, and that's what the... What? If you're happy, you're sloppy, and that's when the feds get you? What does that mean? Anyway, I'm trying to keep up with the chat room and this book that I'm reading over here to you guys. Because I appreciate the live chatters. Yeah, Joe told me to fuck off. He said, fuck off. He called me uneducated. He said that I was all this kind of stuff, and then told me to fuck off. Said he was never going to call my show again since I hung up on him, and blah, 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 blah. So, whatever. Suit yourself. Suit yourselves. There's nothing I can do about that. That's whatever. I simply hung up because he wouldn't listen. He was over talking me and everything, and that's just, I have that right. I have that right to end. I was trying to end the show anyway. I've been trying to end the show for the last, I don't know how long. And I'm not worried about it. It's like, if you don't like me, then okay, you have that right. Don't like me then. I'm not here to make you like me. I extended a friendship to you, and it apparently wasn't wasn't your cup of tea. So, whatever. But yeah, there you go. Boy, I'm in the mood tonight to tangle with that bitch. I wish she'd come in this chat room. There's nobody banned. She has never been banned in this chat room. She just won't come in here. I'm in the mood to tangle with that stupid bitch. I'm in a fighting mood. And I'll tell you why. My daughter calls me a little while ago and she goes, Mom, I'm so goddamn mad. I said, what? She said that y'all won't understand, never mind. It's just that somebody had done something to Heather, was mean to Heather, and it just made me want to chew nails because I can't stand when somebody's mean to my kids, especially, Heather. Stephen can fend for himself. He's a tough guy. I worry about other people more than I worry about Stephen, because Stephen he's a guy, he knows what's going on, he can handle himself. Heather is just a little bit more, she's different, okay? She's different, and I worry about her, and especially when it's somebody that's almost my age, the mother of somebody else that comes over there and starts talking shit, and I was just like, not talking shit, just acting a certain way. Anyway, blah, 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 who cares? But it really, really rubbed me the wrong way. I thought, boy. Anyway, I just got that mother bear feeling about me or something. So, yeah, anyway. I just come on here at night to talk to people. I talk to Steve. I used to talk to Joe until he started hating my guts, and that's fine. I can't do anything about that, but I have a good time with you guys. Now, Stabby is he is the bane of my existence, so to speak. Stabby is there to try his damnedest to make people hate me. Now, he'll deny every bit of this I'm saying, but that's what he does. Everybody knows it. Everybody tells me behind his back on Skype or through Twitter or through other things. And I put up with it. I don't necessarily have to put up with it. There's things I could do, but I don't. But there are things I could do to really shut him the fuck up, but I don't, because I like to let people just rip their britches and look like idiots. And he does. Just like Joe used to say, isn't it funny, Debbie? He'd say, Debbie, the Jews in the chat room. And he would be bitching about how horrible we were. Well, that's what Stabby does. He makes a fool out of himself being at the show every night. Hates my guts. I mean, and yet he's here every night. So who's the idiot, right? Think about it, me or you? I'm not chasing you around. I'm just doing what I do here. I just hang out and do what I do. And so, yeah, now I'm off topic, and I'm going to get my head put back together here somehow or another. I got to get refocused, and I'll do that right now while I refocus myself. Rescuing the world's most annoying cat? Why would I want to play that? Anyway, so if you think you're here to see the struggling Debbie by herself, no, you're not. That's not what I do. I don't struggle by myself. I've been doing this a long time, and I've seen people come and seen people go, and that's fine. If Joe chooses to leave, Stabby will have a happier life. And if he could just get rid of everybody, he'd really love it. Because I think seriously, and I know that there are people that are very intelligent that agree with what I'm saying. They do agree that Stabby does hate my guts. And he's here to on a negative type mission or whatever. I don't know. My mind doesn't go there. I don't play those games. I'm honest with Stabby. I've tried to be nice to him. I've tried to that's all I do. It's like I said, I just keep my nose clean. I don't treat people that way. I don't. Never have, never will. I don't treat people, I don't try to make other people hate other people or try to make, I'm not, have real clandestine type things going on in my life. I'm just who I am. That's all I am. And if that's not enough for somebody, then you should go away. You shouldn't stay and try to wreck somebody's situation just because you are this person that is so narcissistic and full of hate that you can't even stand to have somebody else be their friend. I mean, how fucked up is that? I used to see that in high school with different people. Not in my life, but I would see other people coming to me and saying, "Don't you just hate so-and-so?" And I'd go, "No, I don't think so." "Well, you should. She this and she that." Well, I don't hate them. Some people are just not happy unless... Some people are really fucked up, I'll tell you that for damn sure. I mean, and it becomes so much clearer to me. People passing false rumors behind each other's backs and saying all this, that, and the other. And it's all bullshit. It's just stupid. It's dumb. It's drama. It's drama that I'm not going to get into and not going to rail about or talk about. It's stupid. It's just something I don't care to even get into because I've been there and I've done that. And it's stupid. It's dumb. It's stupid. Besides, these people don't mean anything to you. These are just internet people. Some of them I meet, some of them I want to meet. I want to know more, and I do. But most of them I don't. I don't want to be everybody's friend. I don't want everybody to love me. I don't want to be your hero in life. I just come on here at night. I do my podcast. I usually have people call in. Sometimes when they're all, because it's the gang mentality, they're like, "Well, we don't want to be nice to her tonight because she's involved in some drama with somebody that was on her show." To be honest with you, all I want is money. Money, money, money. No, I'm joking. You know me better than this.
Things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and the bees. I want money. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Your love gives me such a thrill, but your love won't pay my bills. I want money. That's what I want. That's what I want. don't get, everything is true. What I don't get, I can't use. I want that money. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want money. I want lots of money. In fact, I want so much money. Give me that money.
Thank you. Well, good luck with that. Okay, good luck with that, because it is not what it's made up to be. Been there, done that, and it's not. Well, it's just. That's all it is. It's just money. It can buy stuff, but big deal. It can pay your bills, but big deal. And unless you've had it, it can cause a lot of problems. Believe me when I say that. It can cause a lot of problems. Besides that, in this fucking country, the IRS wants half of it. But there's such thing as the innocent spouse document that I'm under. So all of your little innuendos and threats mean nothing to me. Been there, done that, have an attorney, know the deal. You'll never get anything over on me as far as my life goes. I don't care about your life, and you shouldn't care about mine. My personal life is nobody's business. But I know there's stuff that you people do that has to do with me, or the likes of Kevin Kierstead, or the likes of somebody that you see online, and you decide to do this Google searching of their name, and you find out all these things. Well, what about this? You just hit the Lone Star Storage. Lone Star Storage gave me a check for $35,000. Would you like to see the canceled check? But they played with that in... okay, there's a reason I'm pissed off. And it has to do with Kevin Kierstead. I was sitting there today thinking about Kevin for some reason when I was trying to think of what I was going to talk about tonight on my show earlier. And I've been doing research and reading books. I'm reading a book in real life over here, and I bought it for 2 other people to read. It's really a great book. And I remembered Kevin always talking about being happy or not being happy. He was always kind of talking along those sort of lines, remember? Well, when I went and listened to one of his shows, it really just kind of broke my heart listening to him talk, because he was so entertaining and so fun to talk to. But he put a lot into Spreaker. He loved Spreaker. He loved his podcast. He loved what he did. And when a few people came on here and tried to ruin his world, it was just something that I don't know. He just didn't like it, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. No, I do know, but I kind of go a little bit more off the, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all, right? I try not to, unless it comes to Stabby McHugs. And Stabby McHugs is the only reason I talk about him all the time. Come in the chat room if you're not in there and see what he writes. Just see what he writes. And it's just ridiculous. It's just over. It's the same old thing over and over and over and over and over and over. It's the same thing over and over. You know, well, she's just wrong about this, and she's wrong about that, and she's wrong about this, and she's wrong about that, and she's bad, and she's horrible. Trying to influence people. Well, why else would he be doing it? Yeah, really, whatever. Okay. Let's do this. Let's put something on to listen to that is in my archive here that you guys can't get to because I'm smarter. No, I'm joking. Let's do... trying to find something funny. Let's see. Let's do... I'm trying to find one that's funny here. Let's see. Some people... I heard a show that might explain a few things going on around here. Why I detest Mother's Day. A show hijacked by my daughter and her son. Let's just play some of this, all right? Let's see what's going on here. I don't even remember this. It's never been played, it says, by me. I don't know what it is. Hijacked by my daughter.
But do you think they'll drop the bomb? Mother, do you think they'll like the song? Mother, do you think they'll try to break my balls? Mother, should I build the wall? Mother, should I run for president? Mother, should I trust government?
Mother, will they put me in the firing line?
Mother, am I really done?
Hush now, baby, baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna make all of your nightmares come true. Mama's gonna put all of her fears into you. Mama's gonna keep you right here under her wing. She won't let you fly, but she might let you sing. Mama's gonna keep baby cozy and warm.
Boy, I'm telling you what. Did Roger Waters have it right or what?
Babe,
Mother's gonna fuck you up.
ooh, babe,
I think that Mother's Day should be outlawed.
ooh, babe, 'cause Mama's gonna help you.
Roger Waters had it right in this song when he sang about mother and how mother fucks you up. And I've seen it happen in so many different people, and I should have let that play, but I know some of you don't like it. Roger Waters did that song as a tribute to mothers. And he did it in the way that only he can do it. Again, done in minor key, which is, of course, everybody knows my favorite. Actually, most of it is in G major, but some of it is done in C minor. But it is notable for its varied use of time signatures, and I know we don't want to hear about all that. But The Wall tells the story of Pink, an embittered and alienated rock star, as told through the song Mother. Part of Pink's series of alienation comes from being raised by an overprotective, single mother who lost her husband, Pink's father, in World War II. The song narrates a conversation by Pink, voiced, of course, by the perfect Roger Waters, and his mother, who is voiced by Gilmore. I believe Gilmore was he the drummer or something? I forgot. But anyway, no, he was just one of the producers. The listener learns of the overprotectiveness of a mother who is helping somebody build a wall to protect him from the outside world, as evidenced by the line, "Of course, Mama's going to help build the wall," spoken by Pink's mother. She insisted that Pink stay by her side even after he grows up and cannot stand it when Pink eventually grows old and falls in love. Boy, is that ever true? I just wanted to come on here because I was sitting here listening to some things, and I actually listened to Ghost's show yesterday, and he did an anti-Mother's Day show, and I'll show you a little bit of some of that in a minute, show you some of the highlights of that, but God, I got to close these freaking windows. Finish listening to Pink while I close these windows. Can y'all hear the wind? Listen. That is the wind outside. We're turning into Chicago.
Remember me? I'm the one from the registry office.
All right, we're going to stop that right there because I'm bored with it. Speaking of Pink Floyd, I'm reminded of something that is so eerie that I have to tell you guys about it. When my father was diagnosed with cancer, he elected to have no treatment, nothing. He just said, "I'm done. Let's just go home and get this over with." Well, it came out to be a little bit tougher than he thought it was. And I was really all he had. My brother was non-existent, as he usually is, and I was over there every day trying to help him, take care of him as best as I knew how. And there was this one time when Annette, I was over there, when it got down to the very end, I had to stay there around the clock, and I had small babies at home. And I asked Victor, I said, "Listen, I've got to go over there and stay. I'm going to have to pack a small bag." He's like, "Well, whatever you need to do." And it was hard for me to leave them, and I left, and I went to my dad's, which was pretty far away. It was a pretty good drive over there. Got there and went in there, and it was spooky for me. It was very scary for me because here I was in my dad's house, and he was bedridden down the hall in his bed, and it was just scary because here I was, his daughter, basically going back, turning into a little girl almost. And there he was, my hero, my Rock of Gibraltar was crumbling right before my eyes. He had gotten down to about, at a normal weight, my father weighed anywhere between 180 to 190, very muscular. And he was probably all of maybe not even 100 pounds. And he hadn't eaten for, days and days and days. And I went in there, and Annette was giving me support, just emotional support, so to speak. She was calling me all the time on my cell phone and saying, "How's it going, this, that, and the other." And I said, I need some help, Annette. So she drops what she's doing and drives all the way out there. She comes in, she helps me. And he was burning up with a fever. He never would sleep. He would not go to sleep. This was on Monday. He died on Thursday. And how do I remember it was Monday? Because I remember when Annette went on her vacation. She said, "Debbie, we're going to go snow skiing tomorrow." And I said, I know. So she was close to she was almost going to cancel her snow skiing trip. And I said, no, don't you dare do that. So I sent her on her way. But I remember when she was over there, I said, "What am I going to do? He's burning up with a fever." And we took Tylenol. We were in the kitchen. I'll never forget, her and I were in the kitchen crushing up Tylenol and trying to put it in water and stir it up. We didn't know what to do. And that didn't work. Well, I remembered I was trying to do everything I could do. I was just doing anything I could do. There was nobody to help me. I was all by myself. Victor had to keep the kiddos, and my brother, like I said, I would call my brother begging him to come help me. He'd say, he's all right. He's all right. He was in complete denial. My mother was already gone. My other brother was already gone. Everybody else was dead and gone, and it was just me, and I was scared to death. Well, the next day I picked up the phone, and I called my doctor. And he said, you need some help. So he calls this service called hospice, and a nurse comes over there. And she was so much help. And she took my blood pressure, and she said, I'm more worried about you. You need to get some rest. And I said, I can't leave him. She goes, I understand that. I said, is there any way somebody could stay here through the night? And she said, well, that's not what we do. And I said, Jesus, what am I going to do? About that time, the doorbell rang, and it was his next door neighbor, a gentleman that had known my father for several years when he lived there, but never really bonded very close with him because my dad wasn't the kind of person that knew his neighbors. He introduced himself. He was a Spanish gentleman, very nice, and he said, how's he going? And all this, blah, 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 blah. And he was a divorced fella, okay? He had children that were grown and already gone, and his wife was gone. And I said, I'm just exhausted, and he said, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you go on home, go back to Plano, and I will monitor him throughout the night. Well, I thought about it. I called Victor. I said, what do you think? I said, the guy really looks up, on the up and up. And he did. And he stayed there, and it was really nice. He kind of went back and forth throughout the night, and he did a really good job. He even came to his memorial service, and I talked about the man. I thanked him in front of everybody. I said, I'd like to give, thanks to whatever, I don't want to tell you his name, but he was a really nice guy. Well, the second night, I took the night shift. I had slept that whole night, which was Monday night, and then on Tuesday night, he went back and I took the night shift. I stayed up all night, reading books and just sitting there talking to my father, because my father would not sleep. He would not sleep. It was bizarre. Well, then the next day on, that was Tuesday night. On Wednesday, the nurse came back again, and she changed the sheets on his bed, and we had him a hospital bed that we got on Monday, I believe, and all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. And she said, listen, he's really, really going downhill fast. And she helped, get him cleaned up and everything, because I wanted my father to keep his dignity. I didn't want to be in there doing things to, with my father or to my father that would not be proper really or something. But, Wednesday was the hardest day I think I've ever had, and one of the hardest days I ever had in my life, and that was when I just sat in there with him all night. The gentleman came back over Wednesday night and said, do you want to go home tonight? I said, I can't. So he said, why don't I stay here kind of with you on and off? I said, that would be fine. So he went and got me something to eat, and I ate, and I dozed off for about an hour and slept. I woke back up, and he was in there talking to my father, and he wouldn't sleep. And at this point, he was beginning to get delusional. My brother was working the graveyard shift at the Dallas Police Department when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I hear my father just really getting upset. I can hear him kind of thrashing around in the bed, and I go running down the hall, and I said, what is going on? And all he kept saying was, snipers, sniper, sniper. Deborah, get down, get down, get down, get down. There's somebody, And he was convinced that the house was surrounded by Japanese soldiers. And I'm not trying to make you laugh. This wasn't funny. And I thought, what the fuck? So I pick up the phone and I call 214-744-4444, which is the Dallas Police Department's main line, where they just go, Dallas Police Department. And they answered. And I said, listen, I told them what was going on. I said, my name's Debbie. My brother is out on patrol. He's a sergeant. And they said, no problem. We'll get a word to him. And before you knew it, my brother called. I said, David, something's wrong with Dad. He goes, what do you mean? I said, he's hallucinating. and he's wanting me to give him his gun and all this weird stuff. And I said, he won't calm down. He said, all right. Well, about 20 minutes later, I saw 3 Dallas police cars pull up out in front of the house, not with their lights on or anything. I saw my brother walk up in full battle gear. Sergeant Taylor was with him, and so was Joe, Corporal Joe, what was his last name? Joe, I forgot his name. And then another guy that was a sergeant. They were all 4 came walking in. And I said, oh, thank God. I said, what are y'all doing? So David walks in down the hall, and they all go in there, close the door, and they told my father, David said, Dad, or he said, Sergeant, he said, yes, sir. He said, we've got the place surrounded. I've got men on every wall. And Dad calmed down. And he thought that my brother and all of his cop friends were soldiers. And he said, all right, men, thank you, and Eddie's and all this kind of stuff. And it was just kind of a weird situation. I thought, this is getting really weird, but there's nothing you could do. The more he got agitated, if I tried to tell him, Dad, there's nobody out there, I could see the look in his eyes. He was getting really agitated. Well, the next day was Thursday. And I got on the phone and I called my doctor and I said, look, this is really, really getting bad. Right about that time, the nurse came walking in and she told me, she got on the phone, I heard her talking to my doctor, and she said, he's to the such and such stage and all this kind of stuff. Well, she explained to me when she hung up that certain times when you get close to that, you don't sleep because you're afraid that if you go to sleep, you're going to pass away. And he said, I'm going to call you in a triplicate prescription because he's in an enormous amount of pain. But your father, the pain is what's causing him to hallucinate. And I said, and he explained to me how every muscle in his body was in pain, every joint was in pain, because it was all over him. He was just really in bad shape. And he called in what was called a triplicate prescription of something that, like morphine or something like, I forget, it was like morphine or something. Annette would probably remember the name of it. And I went and picked it up, and I had to go I had to pick up the prescription from my doctor, and then the prescription had to be, I forgot how it worked. It's called a triplicate prescription. Anyway, something had to be done. I think the doctor's office had to actually physically take the prescription over there or something. I forgot what it was, but it was something weird like that. I get home, and I've still got the bottle in my keepsake chest over there. It's empty, of course. But it was a bottle of something Roxanol or something like that. Let me look it up and see if that's what it was. Now it's bothering me. It was called Roxanol or something. Let me see. Why does that ring a bell? Roxanol. Let's see what this is. Roxanol. Morphine is a highly concentrated solution of the narcotic morphine for oral administration for the treatment of severe pain. Yeah, it was something that they give to cancer patients that are in very, very late stages and all this kind of stuff. And I just was like, I guess I got to do it. By the time I got back there, the nurse was gone. He was still there, and I walked in. I said, are you okay? And he was like, I could tell he was gritting his teeth as if to say, this is, because my father was so strong. It was like, this is the worst thing I've ever been through in my life, as far as him. He was just looking at me. I could tell by the look in his eyes, it was like somebody was pushing bamboo shoots up his fingernails is what it looked like. I said, well, I think I might have you some help here. And I read on the back of it, and I read all this stuff, and it said I was to take, it's called Roxanol. I was supposed to give him so many drops on his tongue. I said, all I need you to do is just stick your tongue out for me, and I'm going to drop these drops on it. And I took and I dropped something like 3 drops on his tongue. And about 10 minutes later, I just sat there and watched him just kind of go off. He didn't die. But the weirdest thing about it was, and I know you're going, how does this remind you of Pink Floyd? Well, there's a song by Pink Floyd, and every time I hear this song, I think about my father when I gave him that Roxanol. And after I get back from listening to this song, I'll tell you what happened after that, okay?
Feeling okay?
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Out there. Hello, is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone home? Come on now. I hear you feeling down. Well, I can ease your pain, get you on your feet again. Relax. I need some information first. Just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? There is no
Well, after that, he began to look at me like the song said, you know. I could tell that the pain was gone. And when the pain left, my father was so strong. Oh, you have no idea how strong my father was. Puts men like Stabby to shame. You know, some little punk like Stabby over there, some little stoner that mouths off to me. My father would own him. I mean, just own him because he's such a little prick. I went over and checked the chat room while I was gone. And I was scrolling down reading some of the bullshit. He says, nope, got it muted. Fine, mute this, bitch, all right? Mute this. Anyway, so I give him that stuff, and I call Annette, and I said, do you think I gave him too much? And she's like, no. I think Annette was there. I don't remember. And then she had to leave or something because I remember he started feeling a little bit stronger after that. And that was when he looked at me and he said, I need to see David. I said, David? Fuck, okay. So I called David. I said, David, you need to get over here. He goes, why? What's going on? He was asleep. I said, David, just get your stupid ass over here now. Why? I said, David. I mean, it was just like, my brother's an asshole. You have to know my brother to know what I'm talking about. Well, then I went in there and I said, okay, he's on his way. And he said, where's Vic? I said, at the office. I'd like to see Vic. I said, okay. So I went there to get Vic. Well, I come back in there, and he's got Victor on his cell phone before I could get Victor on at the office, and he's on his phone. He'd actually dialed Victor's cell phone number, and he says to Victor, I've got 5 hours left on this planet, and I can't get a hold of my goddamn son. I mean, he was funny up until the very end, and he said, I'd like to see Dave and Chris. Well, I went to Chris's school and talked to the principal and got him out. Dave, my nephew, that's called in several times before here on the podcast, was on the golf course. And I actually had to go to the golf course. He played at DAC every day, Dallas Athletic Club. And he worked there. And I knew that during the days, on certain days, that he would go out and play. Well, I went there and I said, is Dave here? And they said, he's out on the course. I said, fuck. So they radioed out there. Somehow they got a message to Dave, and Dave came. I said, Dave, you need to come over to Grandpa's house right now. He was like, what is some kind of emergency meeting? I said, you need to come right now. Well, they all started assembling there. Victor got there. David got there. Chris was with me. And then Dave came right behind me. And they all came in, and they were like, you know, just kind of shuffling around. They were in the living room, and they went and got drinks, soda pops and stuff. And I said, y'all need to go down the hall and see Dad. They went down there, and I said, Dad, they're here. And he kind of looked up like, oh, okay. And I closed the door, and I let them all talk. I waited down the hall, and I later found out that he was giving them the last instructions before he checked out, basically. What to do, what not to do, and how to be and how not to be and stuff like that. And then after they came out, he asked to see me, and I went in there, and he told me things like, he said, Stephen, teach him how to fight. I said, yes, sir. He said, put him in boxing lessons. Yes, sir. He said, every man needs to know how to fight in this world. He told me things to do, what not to do, and all this kind of stuff. And I remember saying, what am I going to do without you here? Because you've always told me what to do. And he said, I'll always be there. But he said, just remember one thing, always do the right thing. And that's what I've always tried to do, And then everybody left, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. I was on the phone with Annette, and I went, shh, shh, shh. She goes, what? I said, it's deathly quiet. And there is something to that saying, deathly quiet. And I went down the hall, and he was gone. And he had finally gone to sleep, and he was gone. He passed very peacefully in his sleep. He just obviously nodded off and went to sleep. But boy, did he put up with bullshit before that. Son of a bitch. I can't imagine going through that. That's got to be one of the most painful things in the world. I hope I get hit by a bus or something. I don't know what I hope, but I just hope I don't do that. That was really bad. Annette's in my chat room. Annette, this goes to you. Another song. Since there's nobody for me to talk to, I will play this for you, Annette. This goes out to you. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
This is a new song I wrote about my ranch. I live on a ranch in California. I just bought it a while ago from these two lawyers. And there was an old man living on it. I don't know if you have things like that here, like foreman on ranches. It's like an old caretaker who takes care of all the cows, fences and everything. So I wrote this song for him. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I want to look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Lullabies look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. I've been first and last, look at how the time goes past. But I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you. Take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I want to look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were. Thank you. Everybody having a good time or what? I know these new songs, you know, maybe that's kind of weird. What? That's what's happening. It's very confusing. I just started playing this, get my thumb caught in it all the time. I just started playing this thing. And you have to carry a different one for every key you play in. You just can't move your hands to another position. So I have to carry a lot of things around my pockets now. My pockets always used to have holes in them, and I never, you know. No, that's a line. Forget that one. Here it is. This one's in G if anybody wants to blow along with me. Everybody brought their Marine Band harmonicas. I guess that's all right. Maybe I'll put it somewhere else. It's sticking into me, you see. I don't travel with a band anymore. I got so much equipment now. Yeah.
I wanna live, I wanna give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give that keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's such a fine line that keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Searching for a heart of gold. You keep me searching and I'm growing old. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. Keep me searching for a heart of gold.
You sweet little piece of tail, you. Man, he was cute when he was young. Wow. Neil Young. Before he got picked up by Crosby, Stills, Nash. Before that. I have so many things to play that's just really fun stuff. Hey, hey, my. How did that go? Hey, hey, my. Rock and roll will never die. Yeah, okay. A horse of no name. I like America, but I do not like a horse with no name because it is on the same note. I've been through the desert. It's just like the first part of the journey. I was looking. It's the same note. The whole song is really kind of boring to me. But anyway, moving right along. I'm going to play something for DJ Bad Guy, since he's in the room. DJ Bad Guy. There's a song that I hear all the time that I don't know why. I cannot tell you why. But every time I hear this song, I think about you. And I do not know why. But I hear it sometimes because I've got some Kid Rock on my iPod. And when I get in my car, I'll switch over to auxiliary and I'll turn on the iPod sometimes. And yeah, for some reason, I don't know why. It just reminds me of you. I have no idea why. No, wait. I remember why. Because there are certain men in life that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how fucked up things seem, you know, with your kids or with your wife or with your living conditions, you don't leave. You don't. You could leave, but you don't leave. And that is one reason, if any, I have respect for Guy Shays. He's never left. I'm sure he's wanted to, but he doesn't. And I think, if I remember correctly, that's part of the reason. That's part of what he talks about in this song.
I've been sitting here trying to find myself. I get behind myself. I need to rewind myself. Looking for the payback. Listen for the playback. They say that every man bleeds just like me. And I feel like number one, and yet I'm last in line. I watch my youngest son, and it helps to pass the time. I take too many pills that helps to ease the pain. I made a couple dollar bills, but still I feel the same. Everybody knows my name. They say it way out loud. A lot of folks fuck with me. It's hard to hang out in crowds. I guess that's the price you pay to be some big shot like I am. I'm stretched stands and one night stand. Still I can't
Rock on 92.5 KZPS, Lone Star, Dallas. All right, I'm just going to start knocking off everything that is negative. That's negative. Well, I need to get my negative sound for Stabby because he's in mom mode tonight. He's Mama Stabby. I honestly think, and I made a point of saying this one night and I meant it, that I think if you live with an old woman that's probably crabby and grouchy, that you take on those characteristics. And I bet his mom is just like, well, it's what he reminds me of. And he's so much better than that. He's so cute. Maybe he's smoking too much marijuana. I don't know. We had a request for more Neil Young. Annette said she's going to be calling in. Now, that's always a fiasco. But the line is open. The Watts line is open, which is 469-249-2429. I get better reception on that than I do on Skype. Now, some people in the Bronies drug me into something called Discord, and Discord is really good. So I've got Discord too, but you have to be in Discord to call me on Discord. And on Skype, let me see what's going on Skype. It's 214-444-5488. So yeah, I've got Skype open right now. If anybody wants to call in, that's fine. Senor Blanco says, hi, Debbie, are you coming back? Oh, that was yesterday. Yeah. Guy's a mess. Looking good, Guy. I will say that. I saw you last night on Skype chat. You have a nice tan. You've been doing some boating or something. I don't know what it is. If I lived in Florida, I'd have a tan year round. Chris Nelson said something kind of odd today on Facebook. Who wants to hear the Chris Nelson moment? I don't mind talking about Chris Nelson because Chris Nelson has turned into what I consider to be a 14-karat gold prick. Kind of odd at best and mean at worst. He's horrible sounding, to be honest with you. So I will go to tell you what Chris said on. Hold on just a second. I'm looking for something first. I have a request through Skype. I have to find it first. Let me see if I can find it. I think I know what you're talking about. Guy wants to hear a song by Golden Earring. What was that called by Golden Earring? Oh. I've been driving all night. Wait on the wheel. Radar Love. Ha ha ha. Beat ya. I'm answering Skype chats. Skype messages. I think it was Radar Love. By Golden Earring. Gotcha. I won, you didn't. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. But we will listen to... God, look at all these cool songs. Nah, not that. Not that. This is a good one. Yes, I did. I did my dad's entire... I did everything. I called the Marine Corps. I got his D14, whatever that is. I made the arrangements. It was a full-blown military burial, a military, whatever you want to call it, service. Sitting there holding Stephen in my lap. And they're going... Hold on. Keep singing. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, you sound better on this. Just don't put me on your speakerphone. What's going on?
Oh, been cleaning, cutting trees around my pool and done a real good job, and it's just keeping myself busy, keeping my mind busy, and focusing on fixing my pool.
What's wrong with it?
I'm tired of cleaning so many leaves out of it. Too many trees, too many leaves. So, other than all of that, just
well, why don't you tell him to make like a tree and leave? So the last time I saw you was when I came home from Bonham, Texas. That time when I went to visit Wild Goose, right?
Right. Yeah, I was so glad you came by.
Oh my God, it was so weird. Anyway,
oh my God.
Oh my God. I was like, knock, knock, knock. She's like, what the fuck? Yep, I do come by. Actually, it was the traffic that got me over there. But I cannot believe that what happened when I was driving down Plano. Wait a minute. What is it? What did I exit? Parker? No. What did I exit?
Spring Creek.
Spring Creek. And I'm driving down, and I knew that she lived off of that
Parkway, past
Parkway, whatever
Rainier.
the fuck. No, I didn't even know that. And all of a sudden, my car, I just put on my blinker and I just turned. And I went, bam! Right there was your house. I was like, that. Was
I know. You mentioned that.
I swear to God, it happened. I was like, there's magic in the air. So
What'd you think of my yard?
It was nighttime. I don't know.
Well, okay. I landscaped the whole thing and grew the lawn.
I haven't seen it before and after picture. I'm sure it looks great. What's wrong with you? Why did you say you're not doing very good and that you're scared? What are you scared of?
Oh, I need to file for divorce as quickly as I can. It's time. I stayed too long, and I need to focus on me. And, it's just a scary time for me, and I'm going to be okay.
What are you scared of? What are you scared of?
Well, the unknown, but I'm going to be okay. You and I both were independent before, and, a friend of mine told me of all the 30 years that I've been with this guy, I've picked up some very bad habits from him.
Okay.
And it brought a lot of, I'd never heard that, and she was right. So I've got to break some bad habits.
Is this our friend Kim?
Yeah. Well, you and her say the same thing. I mean, you said the same thing. But,
it was doomed from the beginning.
I know.
He was so rude to me the other night when I walked in. I thought, God, you prick. And you were like, damn, Ron.
He's ran my family off, my good girlfriend.
He's an asshole. There's no doubt about it.
Passive-aggressive asshole, arrogant. Only Debbie can handle him, though. I mean, you're the only one that can handle him. You're doing it again.
Yep.
I mean, but it's.
You should have heard what I said to Philip in that casino that night. Heather was like, "Oh my God, I was going to stand up and fucking cheer." I couldn't believe it. It just came out. Annette, I just can't help myself sometimes. I don't care who it is. If I see an absolute injustice going on, I just like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I just go boom, and I can't stop
I'm
it.
I'm proud you're like that.
I can't stop myself. I try. I'm like Billy Jack. I try. I really, really try, and I just can't.
No, you get that from your dad. I mean, you've taught me to be like that. I mean, never stop, ever, because that helps people learn, hey, you're fucking up. I mean, but Ron's past, that he's psychologically fucked. on the
Well.
passive aggression. I've been doing my research, and it's just
Passive aggressive behavior to me is more not of a mental disorder or a personality disorder. It's more of a
that's
just
narcissistic.
being an asshole. Yeah, Ron. But see,
Yeah.
you have to remember that Ron was raised that way. Ron was raised by a very uppity mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was your Martha Stewart type.
Well, she thought she was better than everybody.
Yeah, she was rude.
She made you call her Mrs. Birchler.
Yeah, but
What?
remember when we went up to the hospital and
Oh, yeah.
you and I were the only one attending to her? And the day before she died, she goes, I just want to thank you for marrying my son and giving me a grandchild. And I'm afraid you're going to divorce my son.
And I was
And
like,
there
yeah,
was-
you say that now. You're not the least bit sorry before the crime, but after you get busted, you're sorry as hell. I wasn't buying into it. I was just like, shut up and die, you old bitch.
But
Seriously,
Do you remember, all through the years, the things that, the secret little, like his dad, you could have done better marrying someone else than my son. What parent
if
says
anybody,
that?
if anybody's in Satan, in hell, it's his father.
And it's just, and then after, you and Kim, start psychologically putting things together and saying, Annette, did you ever think? And so I started doing some research, and I'm like going, mother effer.
I remember one time I looked at
You
Ron.
know?
I looked at Ron one time and I said, "What is wrong with you?"
I know.
But he loved me. He loved me to death. Even after that time, we were in Destin, Florida, on family vacations.
He feared you.
Yeah. See, people that know that you see them, they know I'm looking right. He knew I had his goddamn number. And
Especially when Carrie came back burned.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and that morning, I got up early that morning, and he was out there going, Carrie, eat your Cheetos. Carrie, eat your Cheetos. Carrie, eat your Cheetos. Carrie, eat your Cheetos. And I said, stop.
I will never, ever forgive myself on that trip.
If I hear you say, eat your Cheetos one more time, I'm going to physically fucking hurt you. So he went out on the back porch.
It was, as long as he stayed away from us, it was fine. I stayed away from him as long.
But the thing about it is whenever he goes, hey guys, on the way home today, I saw a thing that said if we will just go look at a condominium, we get this free such and such. And I said,
oh my God.
Now wait a minute, let me finish the story. I go, oh, that sounds pretty cool, whatever. And I was in the kitchen rustling around. We had like 15 kids with us. And I said, why don't you and Annette go and we'll just stay here with the kids? And he goes, I think I'd rather you go with me, Debbie. And I thought, me? I had just told him the day before that I was going to kill him. But see, people in life don't realize that, like, for example, Carrie. I was hard on Carrie. I was tough on Carrie. But Carrie ended up having more and Danielle, for that matter, your other daughter, Danielle. I was really hard on her. And I remember one time we were sitting in the Conrad room over at my house, and David goes, she's going to grow up and hate your guts. Well, tell him, how did Danielle feel when she grew up about me?
Well, I would have, you helped me raise her. And she's a tough little bitch.
Well,
and she's doing great. But
she grew up.
Still,
but what I'm saying is people are so afraid to be honest and hard with people. They're so afraid, they're going to hate me or they're not going to like me. I disagree. I think that those are the people that people grow up to respect. Mm-hmm. Because when Carrie made 8th grade cheerleader or freshman cheerleader, she wanted to come over and show me her.
You mean Danielle?
Danielle made cheerleader. Who did she want to drive all the way across town to show her uniform? And she wanted me to wash her sweater so that it wouldn't fade or whatever. Remember?
Well, yeah, but I will tell you, he did the most damage to Carrie, her self-esteem at birth.
He wasn't around. He was just an asshole. I know. He was there, but he wasn't really there.
He was verbally abusive. And when a child is young, they're like a blank tape. They remember and learn from what they see
Yeah,
and
but
hear
Annette,
from the parent.
there's a
And
difference
you know
in being
what? He
abusive
said,
and
"Oh,
being
she'll never
and being
remember."
there's a difference in being abusive to a child, which I would never. I mean, I would kill anybody if I thought they were abusing a child.
He was verbally and emotionally abusive towards her, and is to date still.
I know,
he's
but
scared
you know
of her.
what I say about that? I say to you, woe is the parent that stays with another parent that's abusing a child. And you know you're not going to get me started, are you? You'll just get mad.
No, don't even start
Okay.
because I've already I'm already in contact with handling my business.
I really hope that you get out of it before.
Oh, I am, because I've been doing my research, and believe it or not, since I haven't been working, I mean, I've been working on this house, and I love doing what I do at the house. And I'm long story short, Ron's not a homeowner. He's just not, and he hasn't helped, but that's him. Besides the story, but I
Right.
was doing
Let's talk
some
about-
research, as you would tell me to do. And if he's hoarding money and keeping, he's taking my name on and off our joint accounts, which he's been doing for 30 years. He's weird. And closing my ATM card. Remember, behind my back, and I'd run out of gas, me and the baby. I mean, he wouldn't even come and help us. And
Yeah,
I'd
but
be
I
like,
don't want to
"Oh, my
make this a
God."
call about bashing Ron. I mean, it's
No,
enough's
I'm not
enough.
bashing. No. I think Ron
Just
is
get
a
out.
great guy.
No, just get,
I
he's
do,
not a great guy.
but
He's
it's
not a
just-
great guy. Not everybody's a great guy, Annette. He's not a great guy. He's not.
Not for me.
He's
I
not
mean,
for anybody. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
The first thing that you have to learn when you grow up in life, and I had to learn this myself most recently, is some people just are bad people. Not everybody is good.
True, but it goes back to how you are in deep in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what mind games people play, and I know he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They know what they're doing.
See, I don't see Ron as narcissistic.
I don't either. I just he's like a little sneaky, snaky, and it's just amazing the little bitty things that are missing. Like, I mean, when we were moving, he threw my suits away in the baby's book.
I know, but I don't want to get real personal.
It's weird. I know.
don't want to get
But
real.
long story short is just say a prayer that I'll be strong, and I'm going to. I'm not going to be sad and whimpery. I don't need nobody feeling fucking sorry for me.
Well,
I'm
I'll
just
believe
gonna
it when
handle
I
my
see
business.
it. I'll believe it when I see it. That's all I have to say. You know what I mean?
Well, just have hope for me, and I'm going to do it because
What did you talk? What did you say? You and Delmar broke up? Is that right?
Well, it was an agreement that he goes, you need to focus. You need to take care of this business, and you can't do it if you're not focused. So you need to take care of this.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are
he's
you going
right.
to go straight from Ron to marrying him?
No, it's not. Basically, he says, you're married, you need to focus and get this divorce going, and you can't do that if I'm in the way and we're allowing this. And he's right.
I think he
We
met.
we had a nice talk, and I
Annette,
agreed with him.
And then every
And
time I try to talk, you interrupt me. I think he met another hottie.
do what?
Delmar. I said, I think he met another hottie. I'm joking.
Well, if he did, he did. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that.
I'm joking.
I have to stand on my own 2 feet and be happy. I mean, I can't. I'm not going to rely on other people to make me happy. I've got to do what makes me happy. What's left of my life.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
And
you'll be fine. I'll believe it when I see it. So I'm not going to get all wound up about it because I've heard this too many times. So I'll see it. We'll see.
Well,
just whatever you do, you do. Just be happy with who you are and don't worry about all that other bullshit. You know, I mean, in this situation over here, and it's not like I'm, walking around with unicorns and rainbows everywhere. But
Well, who is? I mean, we all struggle.
no, I'm not talking about struggle. I'm talking about being in a fucked up marriage, Annette. You want me to say it out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just saying, it's not like it's how I'm not. He's not who I am. It's not what I am. It maybe at one point it was, but not now because of whatever. But that's not my problem. I'm still here and I'm doing what I want to do and everything's fine. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But I would never involve another person like that as much as you have, because that would just be whatever. That takes guts. But
Well, we're doing what we need to be doing and what's best, and stepping away. And
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that for your sake. So how's everything else going? How's Carrie?
Carrie's okay, but she's lazy. She needs to focus, and
Is she there?
she's disrespectful to me.
Is she there?
And she's asleep right now.
Fuck. I was going to talk to her.
And Kim told me, you need to just pack your shit up. They disrespect you, and leave. She goes, I'll find you a place to live. She goes, they need to be, you're no good to them. And she's right. She's 18 now. She's a big girl.
Yeah, but you've had problems with her from day one. Damn.
Yeah.
Annette would call me. Annette would call me sometimes, and she would say, Debbie. She would say, I'm calling Debbie, Carrie. I'm calling Debbie. And she would straighten up and start acting right and I never laid a hand on her. But it was just like I was saying earlier, some people just have that authoritarian whatever demeanor or something.
Well,
I don't know what it is.
The trait, it's traits that they pick up from the other parent and stuff.
I don't know what it is.
But you know what? When you're 18, you can't just move on, and it's easier said than done, but you can't undo the past. Just move on and flourish and get excited, and because we're giving her the tools to, the driving school. She didn't finish, and a car.
She's never been strictly disciplined, though, Annette. She's never, and I don't mean punished. There's a difference between punishment and discipline. She's never been disciplined. She needs to be in the Air Force or in the Marine Corps for a while to get herself in order, because she was just allowed to do whatever she wanted to do in that house with you. I mean, it was pretty wild. It wasn't that great. I mean,
it was a nightmare. I mean, Danielle was 8. I had Carrie, and
she was,
a daycare is expensive, and I would have been working and borrowing money to pay for daycare, and I was like you, I'm going to stay home and raise my friggin' kids, because they're going to be up and gone. And I did the working whenever I could, and but who's minding the kids if?
So did you guys vote for Trump? Does Ron like Trump? Do you like Trump? What happens over there with the I never talked to you about that. Let's get off this personal stuff.
No shit.
Well,
Trump, yeah, I like him.
Did you vote for Donald Trump, or did you vote for Hillary Clinton?
I didn't vote.
Why not? Never mind. Never mind. Don't answer that.
Shame on me. I just didn't.
What else is? I hate to say what else is going on because I don't want to talk about anything else.
Well, I
why don't you ask about my family?
Well, how is your family? Yeah,
well,
tell me
I haven't seen my son in 2 years, and Heather ran off with the circus and lost custody of both of her kids, and I think Victor's dead. I haven't seen him in 3 months.
No,
everything's copacetic over here. I keep it that way.
That's good.
Yeah, I got a hold of Philip's fucking ass in that casino. I was like, woo, and Heather goes, God damn, Mother. I mean, I just had...
Woo!
It was one... Do you remember that time Tricia came over? She goes, girl, I wouldn't miss this for the fucking world. Because Greg, her live-in boyfriend, had conveniently screwed me around on a deal. And I gave him a call and I said, "Hey, Greg, come over here. I've got your money." He thought I owed him $350, which I did not, because that would be impossible, seeing as he had stolen some stuff from me. So I said, "Come on over. I got your money." He goes, "Okay, we'll be there in a little while." Well, Tricia gets on the phone. She goes, "Debbie, are you going to give him that money?" I said, "Nope, but I'm going to give him something when he gets here." She goes, "Oh." So I opened the doorbell rings about 30 minutes later, and I look, and there stands Tricia in her pajamas. And I said, "What are you doing here?" She goes, "Girl, I wouldn't miss this for the world." And because she knew that he was going to get a Debbieing, and came in and sat down in the den. He goes, "So where's my fucking money?" I said, "Well, that would be in my pocket, and you're not getting it." "What do you mean?" I said, "You stole an antique telephone from me." "No, I didn't. I told you I was going to sell it." I said, "Tricia." She goes, "Girl, I'm just here observing." She goes, "Go right ahead." And she goes, "Tear him up." And I mean, I just lit into him, and I didn't let up until thunder struck. But when you're right, you're right. You know, and when somebody screws you around that bad, you're right, you're right. Just like I did with Ron when I was on that balcony that night in Destin, Florida. But no, Stephen's good. Working, going to school. Heather is doing great. Yeah, everything's fine. There's no complaints.
Yeah. Well, my mother is doing real good. She likes listening to your show. And hearing you talk about her.
Aww.
And
she said she
makes her
listens
feel good.
sometimes even when you're not around. Is that true?
Say that again.
I said she said that she still listens sometimes even when you are not around. Is that true?
Right. I hooked her up, showed her how to get there and listen. And
yeah. I wonder if she's listening tonight. She's cool. I like your mom.
I do too. She says, "Oh, Miss Bob." I said, "I know."
You'll be with him soon.
He's hanging around.
How's she doing physically? Is she how's her health and everything? Is she doing okay with that or whatever?
She's doing okay. She's still got that spark. She's cognitive of everything. And,
is she still up and moving around a lot or whatever?
Say that again?
Is she still up and moving around a bit or whatever?
Her, she uses a cane. She complains that her legs bother her.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, her legs bother her. Her
Do
knees.
your brothers still stay out there with her?
Yeah, all three of them, Conrad and Steve and Sean.
They all are out there?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Sounds like it. Wow.
But Stephen came out there first, which it's good that he's out there. And he takes pretty good care of her, you know?
Does he take care of the house?
Sean does that. But there's too much stuff in the house, and I get afraid she's going to fall. But
did you make peace with your brother, Steve? Did you make peace with your brother, Steve?
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's good, because one time you were at war with that guy.
He was at war with me. I was not going to fight with him. And I just, we're fine. We're fine.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
I did Christmas bottom sweaters, and I was over there about a week and a half ago, and I said bye, and I went and hugged him bye. And I said, "I love you." And he goes, "I love you too." It was just like he was back to his old self. And
does he see his children?
Say that again.
Does he see his children?
Yeah, he's real close to his kids, and
what about your sister? How's she doing?
Tall.
How's your sister doing, Teresa?
She's doing real good.
And Haley and
she's doing that Mary Kay.
What about Haley?
Haley's doing great. Got 2 children. She's doing real good. I think they're living in Boston.
What about Shauna?
Shauna and Gabby are doing awesome. Shauna is into weightlifting, but not the the pumped up, crappy looking type, the sexy pumping. She looks great. She's doing real good.
I started working out with Heather.
With who?
Heather, my daughter.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. We go to the Muhlenbeck, Tom Muhlenbeck.
What is that?
It's a workout. It's a brand new place here in Plano.
Who goes to that?
Me and Carrie.
Really?
But I really enjoy yoga.
Yeah, we do.
I love to.
And Heather and I do Pilates and stuff like that with this place that we go to. So we have fun doing
I
it.
haven't tried Pilates.
It's just basically like aerobics. Hello.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me because I'm shaving my legs. Thank you.
Skype phone
What did you say?
call? Skype phone call?
What did he say? I didn't understand it. He said, I can't hear you. And I said, because I'm turned away from the microphone. I'm shaving my legs while I'm talking to you. I always do that. I do. I always do that. I don't wait and do it in the bathtub because I just like to soak in there and have fun. But anyway, so I'll turn back to the mic and I can talk directly to you. Now, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? Are you going to start a business or what? Because I'm thinking about opening another business. How about that?
Well, Kim talked to me for a long time last week, and she goes, "Now, Annette, you don't like working for anyone," and she's right. She goes, "You don't, and neither do I." And Debbie, you're like that too. I mean, once you want to be able to call your own shots. And I listened to her, and she said, you've got a lot of skills. I mean,
anyway, are you going to open up a business or what are you going to do?
I
don't care
you
about what
and
Kim
you come
says.
over to my house and fix things, stuff I can't do.
Okay, but are you going to do something else, like open a business or something, or what? No.
I love doing outdoor landscaping.
Oh boy.
I just do. I mean, I'm real good with the chainsaw, and you wouldn't believe the trees and stuff I've cut down. I mean, I'm proud of myself, and I'm going to recoat around the pool, and I'm going to have it. What do they call it? Granited, again, and pull that wood, that '80s look, because it's dangerous. And just keep it real simple.
This is boring me to death.
I know, but I looked into UTD, and
All right.
no, I'm serious.
It's
I want to
okay.
know a little bit more. You asked, so, but then again,
I just said, are you going to open a business?
I'm still
or
looking into
something?
stuff.
That's all I said. I just asked, are you going to open a business or what are you going to do? And you told me how to. If I ask you what time it is, you tell me how to build a watch.
Well, what kind of a business do you want to do? I mean, you're doing pretty good.
I'm already
with your
doing
show.
it. I'm already doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing 3 different. See, I'm a born entrepreneur. Remember when I opened all those bridal boutiques?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember when I would coordinate the fashion shows for the Dallas Convention Center?
Well, yeah, I was there with you.
I know. And for the Plano Bridal Center or the Plano Convention Center, well,
That was fun.
I recently hooked up with the woman that does that and considering getting a job, or not a job, but considering contracting under her to actually do the bridal shows. Are you okay? You're making a lot of noise and stuff.
I was just breathing.
Okay.
Consulting work, right?
No, running the fashion shows.
You're the person to do it.
Yeah, and then I have 2
Did you get back any of those girls?
I wouldn't want any of those girls back. I'm not doing the shows. I'm just coordinating them with the people because they suck. Have you seen the recents? They're nothing like what mine were like. I was like, oh my God, those are horrible. But anyway, they're doing this stupid thing called the grooms thing. Get these hairy-legged guys out of here. Let them go watch TV somewhere or watch a football game. This is all about girls. Can't we have one day that's,
Mm-hmm.
just about girls, whatever?
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
Willie, I thought you were going to call me and ask me a lady question, lady advice. Is Willie still in my chat room? I don't know if he is or not. I'm over there looking at the bullshit that. Don't you? The one angry Jew is so ridiculous. Now, what did Stabby just said? What I like, Miss Piggy? Is that what you said? Those are the words I need to hear for you know what. You know what time that means it is. Well, Annette, is there anything else we can talk about, sweetie, before I do this horrible thing to Stabby right now?
Just say a prayer for me and stay positive.
Pray this, all right?
Upon a time, there were three
This is what I'm going to pray for you right now,
in
Annette.
this big world to build their homes and seek their fortunes.
It has to happen. You're the one that said it, Stabby. I didn't. I saw the words, Miss Piggy. So I will say to you, the first little piggy, his house was made of wood. He lives in a chicken, turkey, piggy neighborhood. He likes to fuck his sister and drink his moonshine. A typical redneck, filthy fucking swine. I rolled into town with my axe in my holster. Everybody knows about the wicked piggy roaster. The sheriff at the border, he tried to take me out. I drew my axe with the quickness and cut his Adam's apple out. Walked in the village into the piggy's place. He opened up the door and shot me in the face and blew me off the porch and blew my head in half. But I'm a juggalo, so it only made me laugh. Axe in hand, I rose like the dead and swung with all my might and made a thump noise in his head. Since we out west, I grabbed a shotgun and blew his fucking tongue out the back of his cranium. 3 little piggies make a piggy pie. There's nothing like the sound when you hear a piggy die. I might choose a gun, I might choose an axe. The carnival's in town, come and get your piggy snacks. Bitch. What I'm talking about right there. You want me to do the second verse? Oh, what the fuck? Let's do it. Yeah.
I got to get
piggy,
the gist
his house
of
is
it.
made of brick. And this little piggy is a motherfucking dick. He lays down his rules. He reads his rights. The funny looking car in the little blinking light. I did it. I remembered it. Sorry.
You always do remember
No, I do
stuff.
not. I never get Shaggy 2 Dope's lines. I never get it. I can get Violent J's, but I don't. Shaggy 2 Dope is just different to me, the way he does his lines. I drive a Volkswagen 17 deep, packed full of juggalots, lights out and we creep to the piggy station. It's really a song about something that we don't really talk about on here, but it's, anyway. Yeah. They're really...
Well...
Yes. Yes.
Continue on.
No, I'm just done.
No, finish. You were going to say, well, really? Go ahead. You're going to say something.
It's about cop killers, Annette.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a joke. It's not, they wouldn't kill cops. They might shoot the FBI, but not cops. So, you keeping up with anything going on in the news recently about the CIA and all that bullshit going on with them? The old Valencia pineapple people? Eh?
No, I've been staying busy taking care of stuff around here. And
I could tell the other day when I came over, it was fucking wrecked. You're not kidding me, Annette. You need to pay more attention to Donald Trump and all the bullshit. Now, here's what's going on, Angel. Listen to me. The left is trying to say that Donald Trump only won the election because the Russians hacked the voting machines, okay? Which is absolute bullshit. And now they're trying to say, well, it's a mess. There's no way to catch anybody up on it. It's crazy. And now WikiLeaks stepped up, thank God, and they let some documents out. I hear so much noise over there. Hey, maybe if we be quiet, we can get an EVP.
Yeah, you want me to mute my phone?
No, how would I hear the EVP?
Did you hear anything on that one last time you were here?
I don't think so. I tried and I didn't. I could not. I don't know. I never really listened to the
You
whole...
said you got some one that said "Hi, Princess."
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, I forgot about that. That's right. Somebody says.
Did somebody call you Princess?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You sure?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
You talking? Did you rub my lamp? You talking to me? No. Princess? No, I was nobody's princess. I was sissy.
Or
bitch, or hey you. No, I'm joking.
Well, if you want to send that to me, and if you can clean it up, maybe I could hear the tone of the voice.
I have the file somewhere. I was opening up my iTunes. I played that one for Heather the other day. She goes, Mom, that gives me the creeps. Some people just get the creeps when they when they hear stuff like that.
I hear that a lot from people. Oh, no, I don't want to hear that. From my stepdad, and I go, oh, no, that's tears of joy. I mean, he's awesome. I mean, he was just a good, awesome guy,
I want to play something really weird for you people, okay? Listen to this. Okay, this is something that happened. Do y'all remember a fellow by the name of Gascara? Gascara, well, I'm talking to the listeners right now. All right. Gascara was a person that never, ever, ever would reveal his voice. Ever. Some people, what's going on, buddy? Oh, it's Fufu. She's outside. Gascara would call my show a lot, and he wouldn't speak to me with his voice. He would speak to me with his Microsoft Sound Buddy guy. And nobody had ever heard Gascara's voice. Well, Gascara calls me one night on Skype, and I recorded it. And this is the voice of Gascara, okay? I give you Gascara.
One last thing before you go.
Okay.
Godspeed, Debi Daly.
Okay, wait a minute. I did not record the conversation. I hung up on him because of the things that they were saying. It was him in the Suspicious Tumbleweed. And then when he called back, I went dink and I hit record, and this is what I got. That's why he said one more thing before you go, because I thought it was being really weird the way they were talking. This is Gascara.
Debi Daly. Debi, you are so naive. Gonna get a SWAT team in your house, Debi, and say someone committed suicide.
Again.
Deborah, I've been listening to you longer than most of your fans have, and it's really funny that this whole conspiracy started with just silence. It all started out with silence. You've come so far.
Fire shit derp, isn't it?
I thought it was fire. Isn't that weird?
Okay. Forgive me, but who is Gascara?
Gascara was a listener of Ghosts, and he was pretty well known. He was just a jerk. He was just a troll. He was a jerk, but he came after me for some reason, and I told him one night, I said, don't ever call me again, stay away from me, and he called back and gave me that threat. And it's not over. He threatens me out right at the very end.
Not fire shit derp. I don't even know who that is.
You damn sure are.
And you don't know me. You don't want to know me, Debi. Know me? No.
No, Debbie, we're gonna murder you.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But I mean, they were just trolls just trying to do something stupid, but I told them to go fuck themselves. And that was a pretty big deal because telling Gascara to go fuck himself was scary but I did. I didn't give a fuck. Fuck you, I said. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was done.
People say anything nowadays,
they're idiots.
It's hard to really take them at their word, especially, I feel like on iHeartRadio they're talking smack because they've got to sound tough and to keep their listeners, and you know what I'm talking about.
No, what do you mean?
Well, it's just all part of the talk show.
What are you talking about? You said iHeartRadio.
Oh, what? Spreaker.com.
Okay.
I with everything that, the trolling and the people saying what they say, just to start trouble or to get a laugh. And
people think they know everything that happened because they think that everything that happened with me was aired out on my podcast. No, I would say maybe 1/3 of it was aired out on the podcast that went on. It was pretty wild, but whatever. Fuck them.
Well, you're a brave person. I I'm not a radio person, as you know. So I'm boring anyway.
You're not boring.
I can be funny. I mean, I love to laugh. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I was looking for your. I don't know. What did I do with your? I found your audio the other day, and I don't know what I did with it. I'm looking for it.
The one of my stepfather?
Untitled. That's not it.
That's the one. I had to go get a new phone, and I couldn't find the one of the live show, and it's the one that's titled "I'm Quitting." You've seen that show?
I did. It's called "I'm Quitting. This is my last show."
Yeah.
Is that where I played? Is that where I played the EVP?
Right. And I was just wanting you to send me a copy of that so I could download it. And
Let me see if I've
for
got
Mother,
that.
too.
You won't believe what I'm doing. I got accepted today at this place, and I can't wait to tell everybody. Let me see if I've got that show. I'm looking right now. I think I've got it. Let's see.
Accepted? Where?
It's going to be a secret for a while.
Okay.
I'm looking for that show. See if it would be... I could put in the word L-A-S-T. Let me see if I can find it. Crap. I don't know if I have it or not. Maybe I do have it. Let me go look somewhere else. Hold on. That's where I did the EVP? Of yours? Correct?
Yeah, it was titled "I'm Quitting."
No, it's not "I'm Quitting." It was called something like "My Last," or something like that.
No, it was called "I'm Quitting" and something, something, something.
All right, I'll look up the word quitting. Let me see. Q-U-I-T-T-I-N. Wait. N-G. Did you see my "I'm Quitting" Spreaker?
Yeah.
It's a long time ago. It was October of 2015. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if we've got it here. Do you know when I did it on the show? Was it in the first, the beginning, the last, or January?
It was kind of in the ending of the fourth, maybe the middle of the fourth, or no, maybe the end of the fourth of the show.
The end of the fourth. What does that mean?
After y'all were doing the helicopter, you said,
"I'm listening. Take your time." What? I was doing. I was doing a traffic report or something.
Mr. Solutions and Jewish Producer were playing like they were in helicopters, and they were talking to you. And
okay, let's take a listen. A second. Can you buy me Jurassic World? And then the odd thing about it is she scooped me up, picked me up, and wanted to brand me. That's how Dr. Laura started.
I didn't see it. Search Google for
I don't let you motherfuckers know what you look like.
He paid a... And I just give him rope. Is that Goose?
No.
Oh, okay. Because Goose would never act like a girl.
That's Lester.
No, that's not Lester.
He hates your show.
Y'all can all go over there and worship him all you want. The Jew's all his.
There must be a way.
Okay, Lamar. Go for your gun.
Wait.
Right. To me, it sounds like...
I don't know where it's at, and I'll have to go through almost the whole show to find it. I don't know where it's at.
Crap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the show. I'm looking at the show. I'm Quitting Spreaker, but which was obviously a troll. But I don't know where to look. I don't know where it's at. First show, maybe it's at the beginning.
You don't.
It is kind of.
There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Hey,
Yep.
they were enemies combatants. Wait a minute, you lying bastard.
I would never shoot you, David. You're okay. Annette, put yourself on mute, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. My favorite turd. Annette, what's going on with you, beautiful girl?
Are we live?
Not much. Fucking Ron, motherfucker. I hate fucking Ron, bitch. Me and Carrie, man, we're going to just fucking get out of here and get the fuck rid of this motherfucker. What's going on, sweetie pie?
Oh, gosh, what's not going on?
Who loves you more than me?
You.
What did you think about that email I sent you?
When did you send it?
Are you fucking kidding me? We get to do this on the air? I sent you an email.
I'll have to check it.
No, I'll show it to you right now on the air. You sent me an email saying, Dear Debbie, I believe this is my father on EVP, correct?
Yeah, did you look at it?
No, I did more than that. Here's what I did. Dear Annette.
Oh my God.
Dear Annette, thank you for that. I have taken the audio into my audio application and it has been verified as a true EVP. It apparently emanated through a wormhole and is a spirit that is wanting desperately to protect you. I believe it's Bob. You can clearly hear him in the void. Don't be alarmed. These are not demons. He is obviously standing. He has elected to stay behind and protect you from other mean and evil spirits. Do not be alarmed. These are not demons. They are evil people who want to haunt you. You can clearly hear him say to one of them, she is my daughter. If you listen to the babble, it is the void where millions of us go after we die. Clearly, I can hear him say you because he saw you recording him. He says, hi, Annette, keep recording. Do it very late. And start with a prayer of protection. Get that online. Also, call out to your relatives. I would say more, but I think this is enough for now. I've also enclosed the original audio in a much slower form, and I washed it for white noise. Let me know. I love you, Annette. And here comes the audio. Yep. Da-da-da-da-da. Download.
I'm going to mute so I can hear.
Okay. It's going to sound a lot different than what you had now, Sweet Pea, but it's cleaned up and it's slowed down and it's pointed out what it says, and let's just go with it. Hold on. Okay. Yep. Okay, let's say open in. Where's my other mouse so I can right click it? I can't right click my Ninja mouse because it's a pad. It's a PAD. It's a flat pad. All right, Annette's EVP. Open with Audacity. I can't believe you have the audacity to open this with the audacity. Lovey. All right, here we go. Starting with... Okay, that was a high. But we don't know who that was, but we're going to keep going. It's slowed down quite a bit. I'm going to turn it up as loud as I can here and take a listen to this. Okay, what you just heard slow down was hi, Annette. Could you hear that clearly? I know you can hear me. I'm going to play that again, and I'm going to speed hi, Annette up for you. Here is hi, Annette. Hi, Annette. And here it is slowed down just a little bit better. It's very plainly hi, Annette. There's no way of getting around that. Where did you capture this?
Debbie, I do not recall it being on, and it's like one day I pulled it up.
Okay, here I did. I put the words together a little bit quicker for you. Here it goes a little bit quicker. Somebody's very plainly trying to let you know that they're there. Hi, Annette. And I can tell it's somebody that knows you because people that don't know you always tend to say Annette. You know? Debbie, have you and Annette been sniffing cocaine? Debbie, is that Vic, your ex-boyfriend? Here it is a little bit better. I don't think that the hi is from the same person. I think somebody said hi and then somebody said Annette because it sounds like two separate voices. How do I know it's people voices? When you take it into the audio spectrum, a human voice will always show up as a beige color, and there's there's beige color in this. Now I'm going to play for you what's called the void. You picked up a lot of the void. The void is where spirits dwell when they don't go to the next dimension. And if you listen to it very slowly, you can hear what sounds like 1,000 voices. Here it goes, starting 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1 now. Now, if you slow that down even further, you can really pick it up. I learned this from David Roundtree. Here we go. We're going to slow this down even more. That's called the void. That's not white noise. I took all the white noise out. All the white noise was taken out of it. That's the void, which is where you hear the voices. And then we hear this. It just comes out of nowhere. There's two different voices right here that I hear, starting in 3, 2, 1. All right. I hear some... Did you
have Annie Pete?
Yes. Did you have a nickname that I, for some strange reason, wouldn't know about that has to do with like something like?
It's Annie Pete.
No, I hear Annie Nettie Pie or something. It is. It's plain as day. Who called you that? Boxy?
Bob.
I know it's Bob. For some reason, the minute I played it, I didn't think about Robert or Boxy. I thought about Bob. I can hear Bob.
Did you see that apparition?
Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That was very odd. Let's speed that up just a teensy-weensy bit and see if we can pick him up a little bit better with his voice.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that the coolest thing in the world when you hear somebody from the other side like that? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And I can pitch that a little bit, too, for you. I can pitch it. Bob was like, hey there, Debbie. He had kind of a deeper voice. Now, you have to remember when they're in the void, they don't really talk with a voice box anymore. They don't have a vocal cord, so they speak kind of breathy. But here it is slowed down, pitched down a little bit.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that the sweetest thing you've ever heard? And here is something that came after that, and I'm not sure. I don't remember what this says. Here it is in 3, 2, and 1. Did he say Bob?
He said Bob.
Bob. Yeah, that's very plainly Bob.
You know, I didn't go to his funeral because of Steve.
Yeah, he said Bob. Well, now when they elect to stay behind, it's pretty much like what you see in the movie Ghost, the film Ghost. That's pretty much the way things work. And I've had a lot of experience with this stuff. And you know, I'm not going to lie to you. You're my best friend. But again, here is the last thing that we heard.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that amazing? Now, Annette sent this to me. And then we have some different stuff here that is odd. I'm not sure. This is just some other stuff that I found. I'll let you hear this and see what you think. It definitely sounds like... Are you having trouble in that house?
Uh-huh.
All right. There's some evil spirits there that don't like you.
No, at Mother's house.
Okay. Somebody there doesn't like you.
And I think Stephen has something attached to him. And I went...
Well, you know, if there's anguish and problems in a home, it will cause evil spirits. Yeah, yes. You know that.
Negative energy.
Negative energy.
I took some kosher salt and I blessed the house. I did this complete circle around the house.
You did?
Yeah, this is why.
Well, let's hear what this says. That's the second one you picked up, and it's not the same one as before because this is not repeated. This is just one long line that I have it in. But what I did on this right here is I took out a lot of the background noise so we can listen to it without the background noise. Here we go. And then we hear the void. Now, right there, you can barely hear, that's my daughter right here, if you want to listen real closely. This is in the void, and they speak to each other. It's just like I said. It's just like it is in the movie. I'm trying to give something that people can relate to. It's from the Tibetan Book of Death. It's taken from the ancient scripts in the Bible, different things like that I've collected over the years. And the opinion I have formed is that there's people that are just around us. People say they protect you. How do they protect you? Well, they obviously can't protect you from physical assault, but what my father protects me from is other asshole spirits that come around. And see if you can hear what I'm talking about right here. Listen really hard.
Okay.
She is my daughter. I'm going to amplify that up and see if you can hear that. I can hear it because I can hear the cadence of it. Listen again.
Okay. Oh my God.
Isn't that scary? I mean, that's the void. That's the void. He's obviously not talking straight to you, but he's obviously telling somebody, get the fuck out, leave her the fuck alone. This is my daughter, because I think that Bob would claim you as his daughter. Is that what you were talking about, Netter Pie? Because I just made an MP3 for you of it. Are you still there?
Yes.
Is that what you were talking about? You want to show that to
Yeah.
Mom, to Janelle?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I made an MP3. I'll send it to you in the email, okay?
I let Becky listen to that.
Becky's there with you?
No, my stepsister a while back. It blew her away.
It's definitely somebody saying, hi, Annette, and then in the background you can hear, excuse me, somebody say, that's my daughter.
Now, I will tell you this. Sean and I were listening to it last time I was out there a week ago, and it was obvious that was my dad because of the tone. He goes, that's Dad. Mm-hmm. And he's with Bob.
Mm-hmm. Well, your dad's name was Bob.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
I made an MP3 of it for you.
Yeah.
So you already have that. Why were you asking me about it then?
I just couldn't find the live show anywhere, and I wanted to put it out there.
Oh,
on my internet.
Well, it'll be on this show now. How about that?
Cool. I was highly impressed with the work you did. Thank you so much. That meant a lot to me.
I get them all the time. I got one today. I took a test today at a service I'm trying to get on with. Cross your fingers. I think I'm going to get on with it. It's pretty neat. But I took a test today of clear audience, and I passed it with flying colors. I passed it with a 100. So,
what would you be doing?
Working with Storm Sestavani.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm proud of you. I'm happy that you have found your calling. And
well, I'm still working with John part time. Do work for him, but he's not doing a lot of trial work right now, and I don't know. Oh, I'm laying down now. I'm tired.
Did you know Randy Taylor passed away?
No. Did you know Old Rooter passed away?
I was going to ask you about that. I heard you mention that several days ago, and I thought, did she just say he passed away? And I figured as much. Yeah. What happened?
He had high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
I talked to his sister.
I hate to hear that.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody else pass away that
nobody
was on your show? Or is real sick?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
Real sick on my show? I don't think so. Not that I know of. Or maybe I'm just not thinking right now. Mr. Midnight Movie's dad is sick, but that's whatever,
Yeah.
Boss Ross.
Well, I've enjoyed our talk.
Me too. Oh, I'm so tired all of a sudden.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I will see you.
Thanks for letting me call in. And
thanks for calling in.
And keep the good shows coming, girl. You're doing great.
We'll see. You never know when I'm going to do my last one. This could be my last one. You just never know.
Just take it a day at a time, baby.
Well, you can't take it 2 days at a time. That's for goddamn sure. Take it easy, Annette. I'll see you on the flip side, all right?
All right. Let's get together.
Annette Birchler, everybody, from the chat room. That EVP thing reminded me of a song I haven't heard in a long time, and I'm going to play it. It's by Luden. His name is so hard to play. Something like Luden Wainwright III. And it's a song that reminds me so much of Heather. It's ridiculous. If anybody out there listening has a daughter, this would remind you of your daughter, I think. It's like Loudon. What is that? Luden Wainwright III. It's a cool song. I like it a lot.
She says she wants everything she wants. I see she gets. That's my daughter in the water. Everything she owns, I bought her. Everything she owns. That's my daughter in the water. Everything she knows, I taught her. Everything she knows. Everything I say, she takes to heart. Everything she takes apart. That's my daughter in the water. Every time she fell, I caught her. Every time she fell. That's my daughter in the water. I lost every time I fought her. Yeah, I lost every time. She strikes somebody blind. Everything she thinks blows her tiny mind. That's my daughter in the water. Who'd have ever thought her? Who'd have ever thought? That's my daughter in the water. I lost every time I fought her. Yeah, I lost every time.
Going to do it for me. I am going to go and take these dogs outside and do something, and I'm going to get a snack, and then I'm going to hit the hay is what I'm going to do. That's My Daughter in the Water by whoever his name is. I don't know how you say it. Yeah, there you go. Luden Wainwright III, however you say it. It looks like Loudon. So yeah, there you go. That's it. You're all off the hook. All right? Go boldly into the night and make somebody proud. Make yourself proud. Read a book. Sheesh.